eBanking's menu option called AP Payment Selection Filter. What this does is allows us to take that batch and break it into two pieces, remove any check printing, any computer check folks out of it, leaving just the EFT. So we're going to select that. This is the default, and we're going to then select the batch that's out there, that batch 118, and just process. It takes just a couple of seconds. It goes through, and what it does is records in the Solomon event log what the total number of vouchers were in the batch and how many it removed. And as we finish up here, it tells us that batch 118 now only has EFT vendors, and in order to transmit the EFT file you need to process through AP check printing, and then you keep it and send it to plain paper or file. So this is the process of filtering that payment selection batch for EFT. Now we're going to go to AP and go to the check printing process, and we're going to actually now print off those that EFT batch, that batch 118 here, and we're going to print it off to plain paper or file. I'm going to set the starting number on this batch to the 800,000 series so that I can keep in Solomon a record of my EFTs in that series, and then I'll immediately know when I'm looking at any history that if the quote check number began with an 8 or a 9 in that series, then the that payment was made through EFT. So we're going to go ahead and do those. We'll print off these checks to plain paper. Hear the printer running, and then we'll keep on the process. So at this point, Solomon feels that those vouchers have been paid. Solomon doesn't know that they're going to be paid through EFT, other than we've recorded that that the reference number on the check is in the 800,000 series. Wait till that printer stops. The next step will be to do a create and send process over here on the eBanking menu. So what we have is the check printed off there, the check's kept, and now this final step in the process is actually to create and send the EFT file. So we go to the menu, select create and send. So what we have here is the batch that we just created, that batch 118. We simply select it, and we can then do pre-noting or batches and pre-noting. There are a lot of different options there. What I'm about to do is then click begin processing. That will take that batch. It will print an audit report off to the printer. It'll check for errors, any possible errors that might be in the file. It will then write the file out in the ACH format and then launch our communication session, which I have set up for going out to the SKSoft website. Could be anything else. And at the end we'll show the keep process and sending the emails. So let's proceed with that. We begin processing. It reviews, summarizes. Takes just a few seconds here. It's gone off and done that. Again, we can hear the batch printing. So it's gone off and opened up the website just so that we can transmit it to the bank. Let me go take a look, and let's take a look at the actual ACH file itself. This is what an ACH file looks like that we just created, and that's what would be transmitting to our bank. So let's go back to the website, and now presumably we've uploaded the EFT file to the website. We close it and we do the keep process. This will record that we've sent the EFTs. It will transmit the emails if we have any set up, vendor by vendor, depending who's set up, and then it optionally also will archive the EFT file. It's going through it. It's doing the last step of archiving. It's sending the emails, and then we've completed the process, and it just recorded that Hotmail, that little message at the bottom, was that Hotmail had gotten some email. So and this gives us a status. It says that 3 emails were sent, none failed, so that gives us a report. And back here on the batch, it recorded the date that was deposited, so we make sure that we don't transmit it again. It records the EFT process status as completed. Also, all the time that we send emails, there's an event log that's written, and we can take a look here, and this will have, it's telling me we've got some email. That's good. it gives us a reference here of all those emails that we've sent that was in that batch, so we have a historical record. If there are any failures, this is a way you can check that the email address was correct or not correct or whatever, something like that. As well as this is a way to debug any email problems that might come up. If your email server was down, there's a way to resend the emails. So that's recorded in the event log. Let's take a look over at Hotmail and see if any of those emails arrived. I believe they did. Let me refresh this. We can see I've got some old ones from December. But if I refresh this out here, there we've got a couple new ones that came in. These were just transmitted. Let's take a look. So this shows who it's from, who it was to, down here at hotmail.com. The subject line was totally customizable in the software. You would have that whatever you need to have it. At the top it tells the vendor who we're paying, our payment number, that 800,000, the amount of the EFT here. And then the details, these are the details that would appear on your Solomon check stub. In this particular case, I don't have any footing. Let me go back to another email. Whether you have header and trailer information is completely configurable. Again, this is another email from December, and here it has some header information that we've designated totally customizable, as well as footer information down here as well. So that's what the emails look like once they're created. So those go off. We have the history of them, and that's all there is to the EFT process. Again, to review, there's payment selection filter. There's payment selection in AP as you would normally do it. Then we have to filter those payments into two batches, one for EFTs, which we did. We print those to plain paper or file. Of course, our computer checks, we would print those off on check stock and mail them. And then we follow on with this create and send file process, which creates the file, transmits it, and then sends the emails. Let's take a look now at what it takes to implement AP EFT. First off, the full eBanking suite is available for Solomon 4.5, 5.0, and 5.5, and it will be available on future versions of Solomon 6.0 and beyond. Also, this product, since it's the core product of the eBanking suite, it had its roots back in Solomon version 206 and 421, and it is still available on those versions. The product is installed, and any initial training will be done by your local reseller. They're the ones that know your environment the best and are best able to get the product up and running on your system. To do a full implementation, information must be gained from your bank. There's information that has to go into the ACH file, like immediate destination, immediate origin, those kinds of things, and you will have to contact the ACH department at your bank. Because of contacting your bank, the implementation, even though it takes only a few hours, will probably happen over a few days because of the back and forth with your bank. Please contact your reseller and they can advise you more specifically as to the implementation time in terms of hours. Sandler Kahn software is always available for direct post-implementation support. Even though your reseller is your normal first point of contact, we are also available at any point to support not only your reseller but the end user as well. To purchase the product, and what about the pricing? The product is purchased from your local reseller. Sandler Kahn software sells exclusively through the Microsoft Solomon reseller channel. The pricing is based on your Solomon edition and Solomon licensed user count. The Solomon edition, we're referring to Select or Premier or Standard or Professional, whichever edition you might have. And then also the Solomon licensed user count, the number of user packs that you have with Solomon, is how the product is priced. It's not priced based on the number of users that are going to use the EFT portion. It is priced on the full number of Solomon users. Sandler Kahn products do have a multi-module discount, so if you purchase other modules of the eBanking suite along with AP EFT, like AR EFT, Positive Pay, or Lockbox, or along with any other Sandler Kahn products such as our resource planning, and estimating for projects, project work order, shop floor control, any of those products purchased along with AP EFT will entitle you to up to 20% multi-module discount. Maintenance and support is required. It's 18% of the list price, and that provides that direct contact with Sandler Kahn and any updates and enhancements to the product as the years go on. Please contact your reseller for more information on the product, or you may contact us directly at www.sksoft.com. Thank you for listening.